What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you guys while doing the deed? Once I waved, and the guy looked at her and said, "Bless you." I said, "Thank you." He said, "You're welcome."
Hey ladies, so what's the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to you during the deed? So welcome back to my channel. My name is Miss Kafui. So what's the most embarrassing thing that ever happened to you during the deed? Personally, I've never thought about it until I saw these videos. So I'm sure we all have our embarrassing moments, but trust me, the upcoming videos are very hilarious. And I'm sure you love them. You love listening to them. So let's get into it, and then I'll give my take after the video. But first,
what's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you guys while doing...
My last video just got muted. I don't know why, because everyone's out here giving the craziest stories and mine was like PG-13. Anyways, 15-year-old me was at my then boyfriend's house. His mama wasn't there. So I had sat down on the couch and we were going to try to lose it. And he was like, "You ready?" And I was like, "Yeah." So all of a sudden he's like moaning. And I was like, "Is there something wrong with me?" Because I feel absolutely nothing. And when I tell you he seemed really into it, So I was like, "Oh my God, there's something wrong with me." I was internally freaking out. So then I looked down and I looked up and I realized that I had sat right down on the crease of the couch and he was hooking up with the couch and not me. I didn't violate any community guidelines telling that story, TikTok.
What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you guys while doing the deed?
I'm actually very glad I finally have a reason to tell y'all this story. So about 3 days after I got my Brazilian wax, me and my shorty, got to the business. And in the midst of such actions, my baby's moment was coming up, if you get what I'm saying. And as the gentleman I am, I decided that I should just give her some good, long, deep strides just to put the cherry on top. Tell me why. My booty cheeks clapped. Not only did they clap, but they clapped 3 consecutive times, one after the other. There was just this profound moment where she looked up at me, I looked down at her, and we just nodded, and I just kept going. We haven't really talked about it since, and I hope we never will.
Most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you guys while doing the deed?
This is the story time of how me and my husband doing the deed almost unalived our dogs. To set the scene, my husband and I are newlyweds at this point, and we had just moved into a house. And this was the first time that we did not have an apartment-sized shower. I'm gonna fast forward the story a little bit. So we get out of the shower and enter our bedroom where we find empty chocolate wrappers on the ground. Instantly, I'm panicking. And I'm not that worried about our 75-pound golden retriever because she's ate a hammer before. However, this was the day that we brought home our 8-week-old golden retriever puppy. I start crying. My husband and I just start throwing on clothes, literally soaking wet. If you think this is the part where I almost unalived my dogs, just keep watching. So I'm sporting his 2XL sweatshirt and a pair of 2XL basketball shorts, and shoes weren't a priority at this point, so I just ran out the door. Isaac starts driving towards the city, and I start Googling 24/7 emergency vets, which were hard to find because we lived in a very small town in Indiana. I am having no luck at this point. So Isaac pulls over and starts Googling, and apparently he found luck because he calls up some random number on the phone. A man answers, and Isaac just starts blabbing out all this information. Our dogs just ate chocolate, we're freaking out, we have an 8-week-old puppy, we're so worried, can we come in? So the man that answered the phone was like, "Oh my goodness, yes, come in right away, I'll be waiting for you by the front door." We pull up to this place and something just did not feel right. I jump out of the car barefoot and have an 8-week-old puppy in my hands. And Frankie did not have a leash because we didn't find that necessary at the time. So she jumps out and runs into the building because the man opens the door. Isaac and I rush in, and upon entering, I feel a sense of relaxation. There are beautiful quotes on the wall, there's spa music playing, and there is a sofa in the middle of the room with pillows. The guy greeted us at the door with a stainless steel cart. My husband, who has no filter, was like, "Wow, it is really calm in here. Like, this is super relaxing." At this point, our golden retriever is just sniffing around the place, and the man goes, I think you have the wrong place. You're not at a vet. You are at an animal crematorium. I think your dogs are gonna be okay because I've seen animals come in a lot worse condition. He hands us a card and says, "Here, if you ever need me in the future." And that was the last time I ever ate chocolate.
What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you guys while doing the deed?
Okay, so my boyfriend had a broken leg one time, all right? Which means we had to stay in the living room because he couldn't make it to his room. And mind you, I had to do all the work because, you know, this man's fucking broken, so he's laying on the couch. All right, so we're in, you know, doing the dude. And his mom walks out of the bedroom. Okay, so I'm like, fucking stop. You know, like your mom's coming, stop. And so I'm like covering up and I'm just looking like I'm, you know, sitting on his lap. You know, we're having a nice little romantic moment. He doesn't stop. So what does she do? She walks up to us. I'm horrified. I'm like, oh my God, please tell me she doesn't know what's happening right now, right? She bends down and she goes, would I do this if you were sitting right here? I cried. I literally.
What's the most embarrassing thing that's happened to you while doing the deed?
We didn't even make it that far. That's how fast I had to cut that shit off. Let me tell y'all. All right, so like 4 years ago, I was talking to this dude. We had been talking for like 4, maybe 5 months, and we didn't do nothing. Like, we didn't kiss, we didn't hug. If we did, it was like a cute little side hug. So I'm saying all that to say the tension was high, okay? So he come over, we talking, we chilling, and then we get to a point where we about to, you know, so we start kissing. Everything's cool. He starts like kissing my neck. I'm like, okay. After he's kissing my neck, he's going down, and naturally, it would make sense to go here, right? It would make sense to go here, right? No, this man starts to go here and starts full on making out. No, not making out. Eating out. Like eating out the inside of my elbow. I kid you fucking not. This man is like here with it. Looking at me, making the faces, doing all the things that you would do elsewhere. And he's like, yeah, you like that, don't you? And the whole time I'm just looking at him like, yeah. Like, I don't even know what to say. Why are you eating out the inside of my elbow, sir? I was just like, I gotta get out of here. Like, if this is where it's starting, I have no desire to ignore this pile of clothes. I'm about to fold them. But I have no desire to figure out where it's going. I don't want to do this anyway. I had to make up a lie. I just immediately said, you know what? I think I have to go. Nope. I know I have to go. All right, this is my house. I had to get out of my house. I'd be like, no, I gotta go. So that means you gotta go. That means we have to leave right now. So, I mean, I don't really know if that was embarrassing for anyone else, but it was embarrassing for me because I had never been in that situation before. You know how awkward it is to wipe up your elbow of someone else's spit?
What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you guys while doing the deed?
I told myself I would take this story to my grave, but here we are. 18-year-old me invites a rich white boy I found on Tinder over to my house that I had never met before. Dumb. Very bad at life at that age. I was very dumb. He comes over. We're doing it. It's whatever. Not great. Not bad. He starts, then he starts screaming at the top of his lungs while he's, and he grabs his leg. I was like, oh, he's having a Charlie horse. He's grabbing his leg, screaming. Then all of a sudden I start to smell something. I was like, what the fuck is that? I'm like looking around to make sure that my cat wasn't in the room and hadn't just used the litter box because I was like, this smells like fucking shit. He literally looks up at me and he goes, I just shit myself. And I was like, what do you mean? Like, right here? Right now? And he's like, yeah, in your bed. And I was like,
What's the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to you guys while doing the deed?
So we were watching Love and Monsters on Hulu, and then things got a little spicy. We started having a downstairs party. Like, it's my turn now, so I lay there. And I'm like on a roller coaster that's only going up. And as I'm reaching the tippy top of this top, I did not even begin to feel a leg cramp beginning in my calf. As I'm nearing the peak, I simultaneously get the worst leg cramp I've ever had in my entire life. Do I try to sit up, right? No, this only further engages my teammate, and I'm just trying to get words out. This probably is one of the best and worst moments I had ever experienced. And I'm like, cramp, and they're looking at me like, and then they laughed at me, and I'm now here on my side in the fetal position crying. I could not walk on it later. I'm only 20, so you're telling me I gotta start stretching before I get...
So, ladies, what was the most embarrassing clip for you? What was the best clip for you, ladies? Mine was the girl who says her boyfriend had a broken leg, and then the guy's mom walks up to them, and then the mom asks, "Will you do this when I was sitting right here?" Oh God! I think I would have died right there. I would have wished for the ground to open up and swallow me. And then this lady who says the guy sucked her elbow during foreplay. Like, what the heck? What the heck? Like, that is so bad. Just imagine that bullshit. Oh God, that is the worst. Like, that is the worst. Have you even imagined some people have a fetish for elbows? And then the comments were hilarious under that video. People are telling her he was coming for your knees next. And then the one who shitted on the bed, the one who really groaned loudly, and then like the lady realized that this man has just shitted on my bed. Oh God. Oh God. Oh God. I don't think I would have ever recovered from that. Oh God, that is so bad. That's why this lady promised herself she will take that story to the grave, because trust me, that is so embarrassing. Hey, oh my God, these stories were very hilarious. When I tell you I was laughing like a mad woman at midnight, so I had to get up really early to do these videos for you. Like, oh God, I was laughing like a mad woman the whole of this night. So if you're comfortable enough with your own embarrassing story, please share down below what your most embarrassing thing to happen to you was during the day. I think mine was the bed broke. The bed broke. You see, like in Twilight, right? That was really embarrassing. Like, it's a long story. Anyway, so share down below your embarrassing story. What's the most embarrassing thing that happened to you during the day, so that we can all laugh together? Hey. Anyway, ladies, I'll see you in my next video. Please take care of yourself. Do something nice for yourself. Love yourself. I'll see you in the next video. So in the meantime, bye.